Hello and welcome everybody to episode 1 of Vintage Views. I'd like to start by thanking everybody for their generous feedback from the prototype episode. Today we're going to look at something a little bit different. We're looking at the adventure game Rama on the PC, developed and released by Sierra Online in 1997. Now, for the best introduction, I'm going to hand you across to the late great Arthur C. Clarke. Speak to you shortly.
Whatever intelligence launched Rama on its interstellar journey commands technologies we humans can barely imagine. Does this intruder from the stars pose a threat to Earth? You are now an astronaut sent to replace a colleague who mysteriously died only hours after a crew of 12 humans made their initial rendezvous with Rama. Your mission is to enter and explore this artificial world and uncover its secrets for humanity. Inside Rama, you and the other astronauts will encounter an astonishing world filled with architectural and engineering marvels, including intelligent machines. Mixed among these alien wonders are complex puzzles and tantalizing clues that offer a glimpse of the extraterrestrial beings who constructed this gigantic hollow world. Will you meet the Ramans themselves? I don't want to spoil your fun, but I personally guarantee that as you unravel the many mysteries inside Rama, you will have an experience unlike anything you've ever known before.
Welcome back. Now before you even really look at the game, there's a few things you need to know. Number 1. In the box, there is a novel, not a short novel, a complete novel. Rama 2 by Gentry Lee and Arthur C. Clarke. This is the novel that the game is loosely based on, and to be honest, you really need to read it to understand the game. There are other characters in the game, in fact there's several characters, however, they're more for window dressing. They play no real part in the game, and they seem to pop up at transitional periods, which you'll see later on in the review. For the most part, you're on your own. You have the usual fare of multi-tool and little computer map thing. However, there is Puck. Come and say hello, Puck.
Yes, indeed, I'm Puck. Or more accurately, you're Puck. I was created by Master Wakefield to be your guide, but not your conscience, I hasten to point out. Truth be told, I enjoy mischief and adventure far more than your average elf. I've been programmed with all sorts of fascinating information gleaned from our initial sorties into Rama. I also possess a special multi-wave receiver that permits me, on your behalf, to pick up transmissions of many different kinds. I am, in a phrase, entirely at your service. If you wonder where your Puck is, you need only search your pocket.
Right, down to business. That's us inside Rama, so what's the game like? Well, it's a bit like Myst. All pre-rendered, click from one screen to the next, solving puzzles, wandering around, exploring. As I said earlier, you're on your own most of the time, apart from your handy little Puck, who to be honest, isn't really that handy at all. There's only a couple puzzles where you really need him. In this earlier part of the game, you seem to be wandering collecting various tiles. There's 3 or 4 different types that seem to either open doors, or solve a logic puzzle. Once enough of these puzzles have been done and you activate a certain sort of trigger point in the game, up comes another one of the classic hammy actors, and we fly off into the second CD of the game to what is called New York in the novel, which is basically a big giant machine. Now, if you watch this little video here, we'll see Nicole takes you to New York and we'll pick up there. See you soon.
The Icemobile has already been programmed to skate us across the ice. The machine's code is another pair of numbers from Michael O'Toole's favorite sequence, 4753. Watch what happens when I enter them. You know, I'm not very comfortable with the idea that we're placing bombs here and there in Rama. I was shocked when I first saw that one at the ice port. But both Otto and Dr. Brown assure me that the bombs are strictly for defensive purposes and will only be used if there's an unambiguous threat to Earth. Still, I can't help wondering what it must look like to the Ramans, or whoever it is who's in control of this place. I mean, suppose I showed up to your house for the first time carrying bombs. What would you think of me? That must have been Yamanaka and Tabori. I recognize the ISA uniforms, but not the faces. I wonder what they've been doing. Dr. Brown, this is Nicole. We were just passed by an Icemobile heading towards the ice port. I presume the occupants were Yamanaka and Tabori. If they have any new information about the missing astronauts, please have them contact us immediately. Look at that. Every bit as fabulous as Francesca claimed. Why don't you go on ahead without me? I want to take a look around in the Icemobile.
The ice comes right up to the city walls. Huge machines are operating endlessly behind these walls. There is a long avenue behind the door.
And we're finally in New York. What a disappointment. After hours of playing through those tedious puzzles, we get to New York only to discover there's more of the same. Just the puzzle pieces look a bit different. Once again, you wander around New York, which all looks the same, all grey and dull, with the odd bit of colour splashed here and there. All you have to do is collect the puzzle pieces to make things work, and then the ending triggers. That's about it. There's two endings, a good and a bad one. What more can I say? That's it. Right, trying to sum this one up. Well, as you can probably see, it's an adventure game. It's extremely linear. The puzzles really only have one solution, and once you've completed it, there's really no reason to go back and try again, to be honest. You know, there's no alternative ending paths. There's only two endings, a good and a bad one. Once you get the good one, that's it. To be honest, it's one for the fans. If you like adventure games and you like Arthur C. Clarke novels, you might like this one. In my opinion, it's okay. It's not as good as, say, Myst or Mission Critical, and some of the puzzles are just stupidly difficult, so that alienates a lot of the gamers out there. It does come on 3 CDs, however I felt a bit cheated when I discovered the third CD was just full of interviews and silly videos and previews of a novel that's been out for years now, so the game is really only 2 CDs. If you want to play it and you have XP or Vista, you need to download a patch because the game won't even install without this patch. Otherwise it's back to 98 to play it, which is ridiculous because there should be nobody out there using 98 now. It's okay. That's all I've got to say about it. It's okay. I like it because I'm a fan of the books. I paid $49.99 on day of release, and yes, I do regret it. If you really want to pick it up, you can get box copies on eBay for around a tenner. That's all from me. See you next time.